Yeah, I just thought it was a complete win. I thought we came out. Michael threw the ball really well. I thought he did a nice job of throwing multiple pitches for strikes. We had really good at-bats. Even though we didn't get a lot early, we kind of kept on continuing our mindset and then kind of broke it open, with 5 in the fourth. So, we played good, clean defense. I just thought it was a late May type of game. If you want to keep playing in this thing and keep playing and going to the next round or next game, that's the type of game you have to play. So I got to give our guys a lot of credit for, being ready. We have not played Iowa all season, so we knew that they had a good season. We knew that they're a pretty hot team. So it was, it's a good win for us.
Questions for players?
Michael, you set the tone for the pitching staff today, 5 strong innings. Talk a little bit about your approach against the Iowa hitters. What worked for you today?
Yeah, just getting out there, throwing strikes. I knew the top of their lineup was very strong, so prioritized getting them out and then working my way through the order.
Roch, when's the last time you had a bunt double?
That was the first one of my life. It was perfect time to do it. They were on the pull shift. Kind of expected I was getting a heater after seeing 7 sliders last at bat, so I thought it was the right time just to get Dean over, hopefully get him to third, and it worked out in my favor.
Is that something you came up with, or is that call?
No, it was on my own. Actually, I've been practicing it the last couple weeks. Last 3 weeks, teams are starting to play more pull shift. Northwestern did it last week. Illinois did it the week before. I was just waiting for the right opportunity, and today was that.
You mentioned Dean West earlier. You went 3 for 4, got on base 4 times in front of you. Talk a little bit about his impact at the top of the order. You right behind him.
I mean, he's just a big tone setter. Even at the beginning of the game, the line out to the pitcher, really good at bat, got the 2 strikes and hit some hard up the middle. Just really set the tone for the game today. And then just really setting the table for me and Vi and Roman, AJ, everyone behind him is huge for us. Because it doesn't strike out very much, works a lot of counts, pitch count get up, and it just puts the ball in play hard and makes stuff happen.
Michael, how much is your job made easier by the defense that's behind you, like Roch, who's all big time defensive selections and that kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. Being the pitcher I am, ground ball pitcher, it's a luxury to say the least. Just throwing strikes, trusting my defense, and keep getting ground balls.
What does this tournament mean to you and just the team in general?
It means a lot. Every game we come out to win. I like the way I came out and set the tone for our guys, and then big credit to our bullpen coming in, throwing up zeros, and just passing the baton.
Roch, what's working so well for you in Omaha that's allowing you to see the ball as well as you are?
Just really trying to figure out what's on the mound and what I'm competing against. Also, the situation, how I'm going to get pitched. It's really slowing it down for me right now. Growing up, I was always really just a fastball adjust hitter, and as I've gotten older, I've really learned how I'm going to get pitched in certain counts and against certain teams, certain arms, and it's really slowed it down for me the last few weeks, especially here.
Michael, what are the benefits and challenges of facing a team that's more based in contact and doing the little things than power?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's a different approach on the mound. You got to try to get ahead, but even if you don't, you got to come back with something that they're not sitting. Just trying to work, use my defense, and just work pitch to pitch.
Anything else for the players before we let them go?
Hey, Roch, what has the team's mindset been like throughout the tournament?
We're here. We might as well win it. We had a really good season. Got a share of the Big Ten Conference, and the mindset coming in here is that none of that really matters. Everyone's playing for a playoff spot. Most of the teams here are really just playing to get in, and we just want to bring that same fire back to them every day. So it's awesome that we got a share of it, but it'd be even cooler if we won this too. So we're just trying to come out here and win every game.
What has that been like competing against all new teams for the first time?
It's been pretty cool. I've played at some places that I never thought that I get to play before. It's a different type of baseball than the Pac-12 was last year, and I enjoy it. It's new competition, get to see new faces, and it's been good for us. He's talked a lot about if we're going to win this thing, it's going to be on the road. And going to the East Coast and playing in the Midwest has, I think, helped us not only as a team, but in the clubhouse too.
Okay, Roch, Michael, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we take these?
Yeah, you can too.
Sweet.
So Coach, your thoughts about going into the championship game? You're going to throw your opponent here shortly.
We're very excited. You know, I mean, I think the Big Ten's done a great job of putting this tournament on. You know, you deal with the weather last night, and you know that's a hard thing to call. Trust me, when I'm at home and have to make call on game times and delays, and you know nobody wants to put themselves in that position. So I thought they handled that well. I did think it was tough for Oregon and Nebraska to come back this morning, but you know, it's baseball, and really at the end of the day, at this time of the year, you need to deal with everything that comes your way. So I just think we're excited to be here. We got here on Monday. We've kind of embraced the opportunity. Like Roch said, we tied Oregon for the Big Ten championship, but you know, obviously this tournament's a big deal to us, and we want to keep on playing well going into the the regionals.
Coach, you used 4 bullpen arms. Nobody threw more than 14 pitches. How do you feel your position going into tomorrow?
I feel like we're in good position. You know, I mean, those guys have roles. That's the one thing have had for a long time at UCLA is roles. They know when. Last year we really didn't. It was kind of a scramble, but this season they put themselves in a position where they have specific roles. And you know, we have Stump, and Stump's a good starter. He'll start tomorrow. And Michael, I can't say enough about Michael. You know, I mean, he's 11-1, and he's grinded through a lot of games. And I thought the bullpen Randall's really stepped up. He looks like a different guy lately. And then you know, O'Connor is back, and that's nice. And Sousa's been big for us. And then of course Easton Hawk is coming into his own as a freshman closer. So those guys were very pitch efficient, 14 pitches or less. So they'll all be ready to go tomorrow.
What makes Roch such a special player, not only in the field but at the plate?
His competitiveness, you know, he's so competitive, and he kind of knows what they're doing to him or what they're about to do to him in terms like he talked about with pitch selection and sequencing and areas. And he's just a smart baseball player. He's kind of an old school baseball player that has high-end talent. And he's just, a guy, he push bunt, push bunt, when he saw an opportunity when nobody was there, and then turns into a double. And you just, your best player doesn't always do those things. And, he'll take a walk, he'll take a hit by a pitch, like I said, all season. And he's so unselfish. I mean, he really is. And he's such a good defender. I mean, he made an error today, kind of an unusual error where the guy surprised him how fast he was getting down the line, and he kind of overthrew it. But that only happens once every, that won't happen to him again tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. So he's just a very high IQ, complete baseball player that is really coming into his own.
What was your perspective on that double? Were you thinking, oh, he might get second base right out of the box?
He was thinking second right out of the box. He had no hesitation. I mean, it was clearly what his game plan was. And like you said, I don't know how far the ball went foot-wise, but that's probably his only double that he's ever had that sort of nature. So, but I knew that he was thinking second right out of the box. You could feel it, first to third, and then he was going to, and all of a sudden you got second and third. It's like a regular double. So just a really smart baseball play and by a really good player.